On today's episode of The Ultimate Fan, we caught up with international photojournalist Pooja.
Mr. Pooja in the house.
As he breaks down the rules and principles to his success so far, as well as his wonderful relationship with international football superstar in Victor Osimhen.
Well, I know people don't understand that through your job and through your good job, you meet people through the path. And how you now service those relationships professionally makes you be a very good friend on that level.
And as usual, we were hosted by the best restaurant in Lagos, 1708 Rhapsodies.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to Fanside Naija, and I am with the legend, the one and only Pooja. Pooja, I have to ask you a question. When are we traveling together to America? Where should I pack my bag? I don't know. I'll be your PA. I will help you to clean your camera. What do you want me to do? I'll carry my mic stand for you. Which one?
Even if you want to follow me, you have to go and face the US Embassy first.
No. That's the thing. I will follow that. Plus, don't be plus one.
No, I know they do.
But on all seriousness, massive congratulations to you. I feel like you are one of the few international journalists we have that is putting Nigeria on the map. And not many people kind of understand the importance of having Pooja at those big events. So congrats. But how was it? How was the process like? Because I can't imagine it's easy given the whole immigration talk in America right now.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I just feel like, it's not easy. People see from the outside like, everything is easy. Pooja get accreditation, Pooja going to getting the US visa, blah, blah, blah. But I have to just tell people that you have to just put in the work. I think, the past work made it a bit easy, but the past work is where the problem is. That's where you have to work. So that when this opportunity comes like this, it will be easy for you, a bit easy, in terms of, questioning, in terms of, travel history, and of course, in terms of get accreditation, because at the end of the day, if you have not gone to any World Cup before, or maybe AFCON before, it will be difficult for you to get accreditation from these big international organizations. And so once you worked your socks out, getting accreditation like this, and of course getting visa like this, when it's crazy out there in the US in terms of the border and of course Trump, you just have to work hard to get to this stage.
Now, I have to get your thoughts on this, Pooja. Many people don't realize is that you've been around for a very long time. You don't say. When X was still Twitter,
yeah.
Pooja don't make noise, not be today. So let's get the history of why you decided to be a sports journalist.
I won't bore people with
details, right?
With histories and everything. I was just speaking from the maybe significant places I took off. I think I've been of course sports because I run a VU center in school. Of course, guys that know me, Investor Adwekiti. So I call it Stamford Bridge, and that was when Jose Mourinho came to
England.
I think that's when I fell in love with Jose Mourinho, because at that time he just blew everybody away in the Premier League, and of course everybody fell in love with him. So I think I love sports since then. I read back in our finance school though. So it's
welcome to Nigeria.
So it's two
different worlds.
Yeah, two different worlds. But I felt like when I was in school, I was running the viewing center. I was so you believe that you can do sports, and at that time too, we don't have all this social media then. It was only Facebook, and you continue to do what you are doing. You continue to, and when I think when I wanted to get out of school. By that time, Bella Naija and Linda Keji was everywhere.
Number one, yes.
I also like, okay, fine. If these people can be doing entertainment, let me also be doing sports now. So I started doing blogging and blogging. And funny enough, I opened my Twitter page 2012.
Yes, as I said, it's a long time ago. The BlackBerry era. I know. I've known since then.
So it was crazy. Just a new platform don't enter. I would make you quickly enter the new platform, because by then we're migrating for Facebook. Instagram was not a thing.
It was not a thing yet. It was, but it wasn't the way it is now. Yeah.
So just like where you can post continuously, and that was Twitter then. So we joined Twitter, and I guess everything changed when I went to NYC in Ibadan, Isheyin, and met so many people, and I started doing the blogging, and it started making traction. And by that time too, I've done my professional exams, because of course my parents then wanted me to be a banker.
Yeah.
And so I went back after NYSC. I went back home, and I was looking for where to do people to talk to. So I was messaging everybody. I'm messaging Moses Praise, Charles Nasodo, messaging so many people. I just want to come and intern. But the only person
That accepted.
that replied my chat then was Biola Kazim.
Oh, Biola Kazim.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at that time too, Biola Kazim, I've seen what I've been doing, and it just felt like, okay, maybe when I sent him that DM, he went through my profile, and I felt like, okay, this guy. And I told him, sir, I'm not in Lagos, so I'm in Ijebu-Ode, but I want to come to Lagos. See, if you want to come to Lagos, you must have a place to stay. And then we have some family friends. I message so many of them too. Baba, they come Lagos, so some will read, some will not message you, some will not reply you. But one of my uncle, messaged and said I should come. So I went to Bariga and went to Biola's office. Then at Okwemi Link, and he saw me and said, I've been seeing your work now, but you have to start from somewhere. There's no money. And I was with Biola for like 5 years, no salary.
Wow.
I was doing everything. I was learning. And that's why I would never in any way, take Biola Kazim for granted. It took me from zero. Because I wasn't an illiterate capacity, but I want to learn the role because I didn't study mass communication. I didn't know anybody in the industry. It was the only person that gave me that
chance.
And I was in the office. I'll be blogging, we were on the AC, TV, Jen for me. I'll be doing everything I'm doing inside the office, work with him. And by that time, they have a show on Top Radio. And I believe that when I just entered Lagos, I'll be on Top Radio, I'll be doing football tonight. I was with him for 2 years before I could speak on the show.
Wow.
And people see me now, I feel like, it was very rosy. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I was using, I was calling parents, calling family friends, calling my friends, because at that time too, I did aptitude tests. I passed my UBA, I passed Zenith, I passed GTB aptitude tests. But I just wanted to, I just wanted to do this job. And my friends then, that entered through, Gary training, I'll tell them about. And then Urgent 2K was very big.
Yeah.
So Baba, give me Urgent 2K, give me 1K, give me 2K. I want to go to the office, I want to go to this. And after like 4 years, Biola asked me to you have to go for a major tournament. That's when we went for Egypt in 2019.
And that's where it changed for you.
Yeah.
So now, Pooja, here's the 411. Your story has been amazing, but the idea here on fan side Naija, on the ultimate fan, is to deconstruct the celebrity and the superstar to who they really are, football fans. If you strip away all our microphones, makeup, suits, camera, in the end, we are all just football fans.
Yeah.
So let me get your thoughts. What was your first experience as a football fan?
First experience as a football fan, I think Atlanta 96.
Really?
Yes, I think Atlanta 96 because I remember that I think I was pretty young, but I can still remember very well. Through even
I wouldn't imagine you were old. If you were old, then I would call you Baba by now.
Conversation with my brothers, and because I remember that it was only one single person in the whole of that estate then, in Ijebu-Ode, that have TV. And guess what? They use, because I still remember very well, they use the
car battery.
Thank you. Car battery to power that black and white TV.
Black and white?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Black and white TV. And it was placed at the junction of a very big place in that estate.
Wow.
So everybody, so it was like, of course, as the last born, they can't leave me at home. So if everybody's going with my dad, they'll take everybody. My dad is a strong Kano and Okocha fan. As in crazy, may his soul rest in peace. Crazy. He'll just drag us. And as the last born, you can leave the first born, you can leave the second born, you can even leave the third born.
You can't leave
baby on the house.
No.
You just take me. So I remember vividly, and that was when it was like, no, this is Super Eagles. And when you join Super Eagles or Green Eagles then, and they won the gold medal, that way, this country go make sense. So, and since then,
if only you knew what was waiting for you down the line. Absent in 2 World Cups back to back. You if they say they don't tell a guy, be careful. You sure say you want to support this guy. It's 2018, 2022, 2026. They're not good deal.
You're not gonna know what your first love will do for you now.
I know. All right, so that was an amazing experience. I believe that Atlanta 96 story resonates with so many Nigerian football fans. Even me myself, I remember to that area, our street, they usually lock the gates, 12 a.m. and so because the match was played early in the hours of the day. I remember waking up as a child and everybody on the street were dancing and jumping for the first time in a long time. I've not seen that level of unity. Even when we won the AFCON in 2013, it wasn't like that.
I think Atlanta 96
was special.
Was too special. Was too special for everybody. It was, because you look at it like it wasn't a major trophy. It was just a gold medal.
But it was historic.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So imagine winning a gold medal and everywhere went
crazy.
And even when we won, the AFCON during the
94, 98.
It wasn't like that. The 1990, 1996. And because most people watched that particular game, from the Brazil to the Argentina, and when we won it, it was crazy.
It's crazy. All right, now that was your introduction to football. What was the best moment for you as a football fan? Thinking to yourself like, okay, this is a moment I will never forget in my life. I know you've spoken about a young boy with your father, but as an adult or maybe a younger man, what was the best moment for you in terms of being a football fan?
Well, I think my best moment was I think when we defeated Cameroon in Egypt 2019.
That's 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2. Where it will be and the like score.
Musa.
Yeah, I think it was because then the rivalry was, and it was my first major tournament as a football photojournalist.
Wow.
And that picture is still a very big picture because I took that picture. I think it was Modo that took that picture. I don't know. So I took that picture when we won that game for the next round. I took two of my cameras over like this. I knelt down, and of course,
took a picture.
And I think I used it subsequently for my other AFCONs. But that was my, that was my best moment.
That's your peak, right?
My peak, and at that time, and even that tournament too, it was like you are going to lose because we've lost the game at Madagascar. It was
a shock defeat, by the way. I was an own goal from either Balogun or I can't remember. Yeah.
So when we got to that again, Cameroon go beat you now, and the guys played the best football.
Can I be honest with you? That match, I constantly was leaving the house to stand outside and say, I can't watch this match. I can't. I'll go back inside again. I'll go and say, I can't watch this match. That's how crazy it was back then. It was. I mean, okay, that's great. And let's talk about the sad times now. As a sports fan, which moment was it like, oh man, this football will kill me before I kill it? Which was your saddest moments as a football fan?
The saddest moment came with even losses. Yeah, because it was crazy. It was. Our failure to qualify for the 2022.
But that's in sport business. Because sport markets.
We invested our time. I went to Ghana for the first leg.
Yeah.
In Kumasi. When we got to Ghana, we couldn't see anywhere to sleep. Let's say we got to Ghana like maybe 10 a.m. Before we could get accommodation was like 11 hours.
Jesus.
So it was crazy. So the politics around African football was an headache. So now imagine we drew that game, 0-0. We came back to Nigeria again. They wanted to lynch us after that 1-1 draw. I lost my memory card. The game today, I didn't have that game on my
that Nigeria Ghana game
in Abuja. Because it was full time. And after full time, everybody quickly take your camera. No, you want to start getting pictures out. Of course, I'm working with Imago. I have to put pictures on the platform. So immediately after the full time, take my camera out, my card reader, put it on my laptop, and everywhere erupted. Fans were approaching the stadium, and they were chasing us. You are the one that no allow us. Me no kickball at all. Everybody, the fan, the legends were running to the dressing room.
Wow.
They were chasing us with plank. Everybody was jumping. They destroyed it.
Yes, they did. So today, the Abuja doesn't recover yet.
The bag, my camera. So immediately I took my laptop like this, the card reader and the memory card flew off. Who won't take that one? I better make I leave that before they plank my head. When we entered the dressing room with the players. We got to the dressing room. It was when we lost someone through cardiac. The shock was too much, and we're seeing everywhere they were destroying the stadium, destroying the seats and all. And I lost, and it was, and you lost so much, you wasted money, and eventually we didn't qualify for the World Cup. It was one of the moments I just said like, this is not a bad market like this. This one don't be bad
The
marketing.
funny thing is that when you said that, I remember also watching that game. There was a TV show that I've actually also planned. We've done the sets. We've gone to this studio to, because once if we had qualified, it would be a wonderful countdown show.
Yeah.
I sat down with the person that was supposed to drop the final check. I was in his house at Ikeja, Adeniyi Jones, and we sat down to watch the match. And as the match ended, I knew then and then, like, my Baba no go drop money. So everything I've actually spent money on is just gone. And he said, don't worry, Victor, I'll get back to you till today.
Get back to me.
8 years on.
And it was funny. I'm going to the World Cup for 2022. Call Brand. I will tell you, say you want to go to World Cup. Smile is no go. You want to make one.
Want to drop money for your baby?
To go and enjoy yourself. Okay. And it was crazy.
It was crazy, I know.
And the experience was. And most of our guys, I can remember 2 of our guys that said, no, I'm not doing this job again. And most of them have entered it through
other sports.
But that day was one of the kind.
Okay, let's talk about your career now and the high points, because there was one podcast you were on and they introduced you as our own Fabrizio Romano, and I didn't like that. I was like, no, he's not Fabrizio Romano in any stretch of imagination. With all due respect to Fabrizio, he's very popular and is one of the more respected, journalists in the world of football. But you are not him, because I don't think Fabrizio can take a picture in the stadium. With all due respect to him. So let's now go to the highs. You have a good relationship with Victor Osimhen. Yeah. Talk us through that. What caused that friendship? Were you with him during the Under-17 World Cup, or were you with him when he was at Lille or at Wolfsburg? What caused that friendship between you and Osimhen that you guys are almost like 5 and 7? Because it's very rare to have that in Nigerian football, where one journalist and a football player are friends.
Well, I know people don't understand that through your job and through your good job, you meet people through the paths. And how you now, service those relationships professionally makes you be a very good friend on that level with anybody. And I know, of course, I was in Abuja when all this Osimhen came for trials. When they even went for Under-17, we're not close. We had, of course, Under-17. I didn't follow them to any major tournament. But it started from Asaba. I think we were going for AFCON in 2019. And Asaba was the camp of the Super Eagles before Asaba. And before Egypt. And I told Biola, I want to go to Asaba. I want to go and
talk to the players.
Just go, the camp in Asaba is, we can take bus, myself, Toby, we took bus from Lagos. And when we got there, because, we have big boys. At that time too, Chukwueze, Oyekuru, Victor Osimhen were the
younger players.
Yeah, were the new guys in the camp.
Yeah.
And then too, because we have big boys.
Igalo,
we have Mikel, we have Ahmed Musa, we have the Shio Abdullahi. They don't want to talk to in court. Let's be village journalists. Who are you?
Yeah.
By that time too, we have channels on board. We have VIT, we have Sky Sports, we have ESPN, because it was
BBC,
a major.
all the big boys.
So they're going for the big boys. Nobody even talked to all these. Who is Victor Osimhen then? Who was Chukwueze then? Who was Oyekuru then? Because at that time too, this guy was moving well too. Simon Moses, he was doing well in France. So all those French embassy, all those French,
journalists and
W Sport, all of them from Germany were looking for all these big boys. And as per we be new guys too. All those we come face ourselves, say, as they don't come do interview for you now, make we self they do interview for them.
Yeah.
So I did interview for them, we related, and everything went like that. So after another 6 months, we went to AFCON, and at the AFCON as well, it was the same thing. It was the last tournament for Mikel Obi.
Yes, it was.
So the attention was
on him.
That even when they signed for Transport, they have to flew private jets to bring the jersey to Egypt to unveil him in Egypt. As at that time, it was a big deal. Mikel Obi was staying in the penthouse, last day, and when it comes to training, you see, I still have the picture. All those Samuel Yokuru, Osimhen, Chukwueze, they will go to him and talk to him, and he will advise them. He will not even jog. He will not wear boots. It was a big deal. So when journalists now come to the Super Eagles hotel, they know who they chase. They want to chase the Gallo, want to chase the Musa, want to chase the. So we now saw ourselves again. Here's this guy. I say, me, I don't go meet all those Mikel. Make we do our own for here. So at that time, I did interview with Chukwueze and Victor Osimhen. At that time, I was the only few journalists that was ready to do interview with them or for them, and we did it. and it continued like that. They didn't have their debut until the last day of the tournament.
Yeah, that's third place. I think.
third-
So yeah,
third
he
place
made an appearance
against Tunisia, and I was the only person that was deemed it fit to take picture of him, to send it to him through Instagram. I said, I don't feel pay for this. I said, I don't pay. Say, for me to even take your picture, I sent the pictures to him. Don't pay me. Just it was good to have you on the ball, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine, this is my number. We exchange numbers, and that's where it started. And we've been nursing the professional level up to now.
Because I almost every other time, I mean, before now, when I wanted to try to book you for this interview, you were like, I'm going to talk him. Like, where's in God in fire for talking?
I'm going to talk for talking.
All right, so that's actually pretty cool. Now let's talk about the high points because I wanted to touch on that relationship with Osimhen because it's very unique. I've only seen it once with one journalist that was very close friends with Maradona. That even when Maradona's mom died, he was the only journalist that was allowed to come inside the room with Maradona. So you have that with Osimhen. It's amazing. Let's talk about your high points. What has been your highest point as a sports journalist, whereby you say, "Oh boy, this is peak. I want to get back to this level or even surpass it in the future"?
Well, I think as a photojournalist or as any, you want to work with international platforms. You want to make your work be seen out of this country, and that's the dream of any journalist. Whether you are in UK, you want to just be everywhere in terms of your work. And I think I was in Egypt. I wasn't with any major international platforms. It was just, of course, domestic sponsorship. I was in Cameroon as well.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was in Cameroon.
That was my first ever AFCON as a professional journalist, by the way.
Well, we're in Garoua with the Super Eagles. I wasn't with any major, but at that time too, I was turning out my content, turning out my pictures, upgrading my, my cameras through sponsorship, through friends, through donations. Because every tournament, I always make it very important. I have to upgrade. Because at that time too, when your pictures are good, when your pictures are catchy, all these international platforms will
want to come on you, yeah.
And then too, my pictures always go viral. Some pictures, and I think it was Uncle Olade was working with Go Africa at that time. And I said, okay, fine, Pooja, you are going for Côte d'Ivoire? I said, yes, I'm going for Côte d'Ivoire AFCON. I said, okay, fine, there's this platform. I'm working as an African representative, looking for photojournalists, and can you send most of your work? Let me send it to them. Let me see if they can onboard you on that platform. And if Imago or Get Image onboard you, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
you've worked with Getty?
Of course.
Whoa, I'm sorry, I apologize. This guy said, of course. Of course you have worked with Getty Images. What am I saying?
So I said, okay, let me get your pictures. So send my pictures to him, send it to those platforms. Platform that buy us, there are people that buy your pictures like 500 euros.
That's what I'm saying. Because by the way, if you don't know what Get Images is, if you want to download picture from Get Images, you must pay $450 for one picture.
Even for just using it for blog, it's 99 euros.
Exactly. So guys, swimming. Thank you. Before you leave here today, thank God say we did restaurant. Everybody go chop.
So shout out to Uncle Lolade.
Yeah.
Sent it to them, and they said, "Okay, fine. This guy have worked on this for so long, like this, 2 major international tournament AFCON. Now onboarded me, gave me my login." And and it's so simple. It's just like e-commerce.
Yeah.
As I buy your pictures, you are seeing it on your carts, and you feel like,
or more.
Hey. So now, what I just a post for
free. And they give you like this.
Because at that time too, we are fighting copyright. They use my picture, they clear my watermark, everything. And you now see that people, big platform, Konami, big industries, even Nigerian platform, go to those platforms to buy, and they will come to you. And
they'll price you for less, yes.
Go to those platforms to download, because most of them are paid subscriptions to those platforms. And from Imago, I met someone that moved from that same Imago to Get Images and said, "Do you even still want to come to Get Images with what you are doing with Imago?" I said, "Yes." He onboarded me on Get Images, and that's when I feel like, okay, fine. This photojournalist, get retirement though. I gotta stay for this for so long.
I like that. So let's talk about one aspect that you don't realize, but I feel you changed the landscape of sports journalism, because you have traditional journalists who are professionals like myself, broadcasters with suits and all that. Then you now have the new era of influencers, but you have found the perfect balance of, I'm an influencer, I'm a content creator, I'm also a proper journalist.
Yeah.
how did you? I don't know if you were aware of this, but did you know that you were about to change the landscape? Because the last AFCON should even tell you when you go to the Super Eagles camp. What did you see there? It was. I mean, when I was watching it, I'm like, now only content creators that come full year. Where the journalists again? So, but you have to know that you caused some because it was you that caused this whole change. So, how did you feel changing the game, and how can it? I don't know. What is the future of what we do?
It's every aspect of journalism, because I think at that time too, when we, because I have an organ that always say you use backdoor to enter the industry.
Yeah.
And I don't even take it as an insult because that's the way. And I didn't come in through the normal routes, having a professional, course on mass communication or maybe journalism or whatsoever. But because of that social media, we had issues even entering Swan because then they call us new media.
Yeah.
And new media, who are they? So for you to now get registration with Swan and get your AIPS card, you have to. And at that time, what's your platform? You're not on AIT, and I think that was what made me to go for Egypt 2019 as a photojournalist. Because at that time there was no accreditation on ground. The AITs, of course, the Complete Sports, the Punch,
Super Sports, everybody.
So there's no space. There's no space for broadcaster again, for writers again. And at that time, NFF told me, there's no space again. No. The only place where they now photojournalist. And of course, I went as photojournalist thinking it was, let me just go to this. And it changed.
Change your life forever.
So I think what we've done for most industries to just keep in doing the work. I think I'm always very happy seeing young Nigerians who find it difficult to break into
the traditional media spaces,
find a space on their own, doing it professional. Because I always say something as well. In as much as there's freedom as a content creator on social media, you have to keep it professional. Because brands too, if you are not professional enough, they don't want to relate with any negativity or any bad
with
or
your
any
personal image.
Personal image. So if you keep it simple, keep it going, do the works, save. Because going for this international tournament is not easy.
It costs a lot of money. I know. I was in Cameroon. And funny thing about being in Cameroon, I wasn't in one location. You were in Guarwa.
Yeah.
I went to Bafoussam. I went to Limbe. I went to Yaoundé. I went to all the matches. That I traveled that year. I went to more places in Cameroon than I've been in Nigeria.
So we just had to smile this camp. So, and I think it gave me, because the landscape is huge for everybody to express themselves. And when you see a young journalist doing something we fought for, because at that time too on radio, I've seen so many journalists, even veterans taking jab at us at that time too.
Even till now, I still have colleagues who come to me and say, "Why do you interview influencers or content creators that they don't know football?" I said, listen, it's the landscape, the world. If you can't evolve, I'm not saying what we do is bad. Like, I'm not saying you should be traditional where you should, give the right opinions or whatever you want to say. But if you want to capture the attention of a Gen Alpha or a Gen Z, if you are doing that 1994 style,
see, you can continue to do all those.
Yes, but you have to find a way to be flexible. That's my point. Yeah.
Now, if you go to CAF Portal, if you go to FIFA Portal, there is a place of content creator now.
TikTok has something center for FIFA.
Thank you. see, big all this TikTok, all this Facebook, Instagram. If they get accreditation from FIFA, all the influencers they get accreditation as content creators.
All access to, by the way.
Thank you. You see them at pitch side
everywhere,
like photojournalists. So and it has not stopped the traditional guys.
It hasn't, no.
You still have the normal videographer, cameraman, presenters. Of course, you know your job. By pitch side, you guys, you have your stand.
Yes.
You have your stand, and that's the proper presentation going on. Show past TV, because TV rights is
still big.
It's still the biggest.
It's the biggest. So
now that they give FIFA money now.
The zone don't chop money.
And FIFA now felt like, okay, fine. If the big TVs are doing this, and the social media is as big as this, so we need to start now accrediting, those content creators to make. If you see the digital materials for FIFA, you run. It's so huge. The materials, you see all these big platforms trying to get into the digital space. Look at what Shakira did for the World Cup song. It's digitally. So if they want to do the TV and everything, they still need influencers
for digital media.
Thank you. So everybody have their space. Once you are not infringing and you are not, like I said, you have to be professional as well. Because at that time, if you are not professional, you will not get
the respect you deserve, or even
and
the
of
bigger
course,
opportunities.
and you not get the sponsors to come on board as well.
Amazing. So let's just wrap this up. Any final words? Because Pooja, you have a massive influence. I mean, all I have to do is just see your post and I just see the engagement, repost, chats. I'm pretty sure you don't even get to see all the comments because they say hello, well done. I don't say this in my own. But my question is that to anybody out there who was in the same position with you, who has this massive ambition and dream, any message to the upcoming guys?
Well, I think it's not like an advice, but you just keep to what you're doing. I think every job that we do, you have to have passion for it. You have lawyers, they have passion to to go to court. You have presenter. For you, as anything you want to do, you have to have passion because that will what keep you going. Because there's no way you not get broken on this job, and there's no way there's no downtown. And be passionate and be consistent on this job. We open doors for you because we keep at it. Because I always tell people, all these brands, they are humans. If you see brands, I see Coca-Cola, you see
it's been run by human beings.
the brand manager is so like you.
Yeah.
And they are like drones. They see everything that we do. So if you are passionate about it, they feel like if this guy is passionate with his work, if this guy our product, that means he will be passionate like this. And people always wants to get on board and get it rolling and just blow like that. It's a marathon. You keep going, you keep consistent, you keep getting to stages and you keep winning. So be passionate, be consistent, be professional enough. I was lucky. I was under the tutelage of Biola Kazim. I would never take it for granted. It guided me to a point that, it was going to a point that I have to pay him. It take me to his car. We go to agency meetings together. We go for presentation together. I see what he's doing real time. And those things is what most of these veterans
don't do.
They don't want you to. They don't want you to have.
But here's the thing. So for those watching, it's about also a certain level of humility to be humble enough.
Thank
because
you.
sometimes if an influencer, for instance, has like 10,000 followers or whatever 1,000 followers, there's this level of I have arrived. But sometimes, like you said, in those backroom meetings, that is not a live video, your camera phone. You need to be quiet and learn and be mentored.
That's the word, be mentored, because there's no social media platform that the followers that you have. There are people who are in front of you who doesn't even have the following, but
they're making way more.
they know the people. So how you put a presentation together, I know how to do presentation and proposals today because I was under Biola Kazim. I didn't hear anything. I'm not saying you should go to anybody now because then I could afford to actually be under anybody without being paid.
Yeah, exactly. That was you then. Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
But without when you say could afford, it was also tough. If they ask you how did you go price, you can't even remember.
See,
exactly.
And people don't get, and you don't have to have shame.
Yes.
On this job, you have to be shameless.
You have to be.
If you go to even for you, as big as you are, if you go if you go to any gathering, you go and network.
Exactly. Yeah.
You go and meet people. You go and talk to people. So you don't be shamed. You're going to meet this man, I will show him. Let it show you.
Yeah. The worst answer is no.
Let it ignore you. Like, who is this one? Just move. Nobody. But nobody come bounce that they can't beat you now. So just be shameless, be passionate, be consistent, be professional, and the sky is the limit.
So this is a personal question, and I noticed this. In fact, the first time I had an interaction with you when we worked together for the Euros in 2024 at Sporty, you came through as one of our social media guests. I said, Pooja, why be say now only fine baby they snap picture for inside stadium? So I need to understand because I was like when I see your picture, I'm like I'm looking always like no yes. So what's the story behind having love for the beautiful women?
I didn't go for the club World Cup in the US. Yeah. And people say, if Pooja there, if you don't see all the 5 days, but don't worry, they go this time. No, the good thing is, for fans feeling. Yeah. I think women are very colorful. They get a lot of traction, and because sometimes too we focus on the key footballers. We take pictures of players. We don't have to bore people too much with that. Let's soften it. And that's why you take good pictures of beautiful ladies. I will follow you go. We'll find where I will. So now that I came here, I go to the World Cup. Man, they have one of the most beautiful ladies in Africa.
You did that during the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire.
Thank you. Oh my God. So this time I'm going to focus more.
But you say, I mean, I don't know. I hope I don't get cancelled. Colombians, Brazil.
Just pray that because my focus for the group phase is for Africans.
Okay.
When we now get to the knockout phases, hopefully all those Colombian, Brazilians, Argentines, they now get to the later part.
Look at.
And if I'm in the stadium,
God forgive me.
so it's just to make it colorful,
away
from the seriousness of all these key players.
Yeah.
Let us dilute it a bit and still continue our professional job going. And again too, most of those pictures are even well sellable than even players, because in a way, South and Sound is also a big deal when it comes to tournaments like this. So when you take pictures of culture, if you take pictures of Argentina, it is Moroccans with a hijab is different. The Egyptians. So when you take those kind of pictures, it's even sell culturally to the people. And, people that follow you and feel like, okay, fine, this is Argentine, these are the Brazilian. So culturally, it's even good for the social space.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Pooja.
Baba, thanks for having me.